morning. I hope you can hear me. If you can hear me, let me know. I want to make sure that my sound is good. I wanted to cover this and do a review and coverage. And I want to be as respectful as I can be. This is a active, open case of a missing child. So I want to be very respectful. So if you are coming in, I please ask that you try to be as respectful as you can be with your comments. What do you do? How do you react if your child goes missing? I'm sure that each and every person will react in their own way. I know how I reacted when my teenage granddaughter went missing. I know how I reacted when my daughter went missing. So is my reaction going to be the same as somebody else's reaction? Absolutely not. Is there a right way or wrong way to react? Absolutely not. When somebody goes missing in your life, your whole entire world is just torn apart. So I want to cover this and do a review of a protest that's currently going on in front of a sheriff's department. And I do have fur babies. You're going to hear them in the background. So I apologize in advance for that. But I do want to do a review on this protest. And my question is it helping? Is this protest actually helping? And of course, this is just my opinion. And I'm going to be reviewing this under the Section 107 Copyright Act 1976 for review, teaching, learning, and educational purposes. This is not normally something that I would cover. However, I have experienced having someone go missing in my life. Not once, but twice. A grandchild and a daughter. And I am so grateful that law enforcement were able to locate both of them and bring them home safely. And I feel so blessed. And I am so grateful for all the efforts and all of the work that went into it by law enforcement to bring them home safely. So I'm going to bring up I'm bringing up this missing persons poster. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Unfortunately, he has been missing for almost 2 years. This is the missing persons flyer through the FBI. He was 15 years old when he went missing and is now currently 17 years old. So please take a good look at this missing poster. And if you see Sebastian when you're out traveling, please, please do not wait. Send your tips in to the FBI. And help to bring Sebastian home. You can find his missing persons flyer on the FBI Missing Persons website. I cannot even imagine 2 years. I cannot imagine what his family's going through, what his loved ones are going through. So I just want to also bring awareness to the case of Sebastian Wayne-Drake Rogers, missing from Sumner County, Tennessee. He went missing in February of 2024. So it's almost 2 years. It will be 2 years this month. So please look at the photo on the flyer, and if you see or even think that you see this missing child, please reach out to the proper authorities so that they can take your tip and do an investigation. This is a very sensitive subject for me because I've been following the case since Sebastian went missing. Of course, when you see a case of a missing child, you automatically stop and pay attention. There are so many missing children in the United States right now, currently. And one missing child is too many, in my opinion. I pulled up a statistic on missing children. This is just missing children in the United States. As of early 2026, reports indicate that over 800,000 children are currently missing annually in the United States. While most cases are resolved quickly, a significant number of cases remain open. Notably, discussions include over 100,000 missing migrant children, with recent reports indicating that 145,000 of them have been located by authorities. Key figures regarding missing children in the United States as of 2026. Total annual reports: approximately 800,000 to over 840,000 children are reported missing each year. Daily average: a child goes missing every 40 to 68 seconds, with over 2,100 reported missing daily. Runaway and other cases. The majority of missing children reports involve runaways. Migrant children, following a 2024 through 2025 surge in concern over unaccompanied migrant children, officials reported in February 2026 that 145,000 of roughly 300,000 previously unaccounted for children have been located. Long-term and active cases. While many cases are resolved within hours, thousands of cases remain open. As of January 2025, over 25,500 missing persons cases, including adults, remain open in the National Missing and Unidentified Persons System. But not all of the missing children are found safely. That is a large number. That is tremendous. Over 800,000 missing children in the United States. Can you imagine the resources that it takes for law enforcement, FBI, and all of the other entities that would be helping and coming together and doing searches, volunteer groups, and all of the different people that get involved to try to help find a missing child. This case has been ongoing for right now 2 years. Right at 2 years. It will be 2 years this month, February. I cannot say how I would react personally if my grandchild was still missing for 2 years, or if my daughter was still missing for 2 years. So it is not my place to judge how someone is reacting because someone is missing, one of their loved ones is missing, their child or a family member or a loved one. So I want to be as respectful as I can, and I want to also bring awareness that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is still missing. He went missing in Sumner County, Tennessee, February 2024. He was 15 years old when he went missing, and he is currently 17 years old. I have seen a lot of searches that were done and at the beginning by law enforcement. So I'm going to kind of bring one of those up. Now, as you've seen from that, That was law enforcement. That was not the first search. During the first search, they had everything available that could be available to try to help find this missing child, Sebastian Rogers. They had helicopters. They had horseback. They had four-wheelers and ATVs side by sides. They had people out walking. They had infrared heat sources. They went above and beyond, and they searched, and they searched, and they brought in all available resources that they could. You can go back and look at the searches from the day that Sebastian Rogers went missing. And this was an example that I'm showing of a second search. This was quite a while later, and they brought in more people, and they did another search. AquaSearch also volunteered their time, their equipment. They had canine units, search and rescue. They searched miles, several mile radiuses, several miles radius. And unfortunately, they could not locate this missing child. And they still have not located this missing child. I know that there has been a lot of coverage on this case. Some of it good, a lot of it very bad. So I don't want to be in that category of bad at all. My heart goes out to the parents of Sebastian Waindrake Rogers, to his family, and to his loved ones. And I cannot wait until you find answers. I pray that you find the answers that you've been praying for, that you've been waiting for. 2 years is a very, very long time. I cannot even imagine. I do not have words. I do not know how I would be reacting if it was me. However, I was just watching a current protest in front of the sheriff's office in Sumner County. And I had to ask myself, is this really helping? Is this really the way to help this case? I am sure that law enforcement is doing everything in their power to help find Sebastian and bring him home. I know that the FBI has been involved almost from day one, and the FBI has offered an up to $50,000 reward. So it is an active, ongoing case, and I'm going to do this review. I'm going to try and be as respectful as I can. And again, you're hearing my little ones in the background. I have two fur babies. So, if they get rambunctious, I may have to mute, but I'll get through this. Okay, so now I'm going to show you
If you need full dentures but can't deal with the endless expensive dentist visits, you need to see this.
I think we're live.
I am going to show you this protest. That is currently going on in Sumner County, Tennessee. And this is currently going on in front of the sheriff's office. And I'm sure that many people are familiar with Bullhorn Betty and her YouTube channel. But when I was watching this, the only thing I could think was, wow, is this really helping? I understand frustration. I understand the need to have and find answers. I know it's been a long time since the last press release that Sumner County Sheriff's Department has given. And they said that they would continue to give updates when they come in. And they are having a protest in front of the sheriff's office they want a press conference. I'm not really sure what to think. I don't know if this is helping the case. Please watch this protest and form your own opinion by all means. I don't know if this is really helping this case. It is it's very heartbreaking when someone in your life is missing. You go through so many emotions. I know this firsthand. You are afraid for the missing person. You don't know where to begin to look for the missing person. You don't know who to reach out to for help. You just want someone, anyone, to help you find this missing loved one of yours. I know. I went through it. And frustration is one of these things that you feel. Believe me, I understand that. When my daughter went missing and the police officer was standing outside of her apartment door but refused to enter the apartment, and she had been missing for over 48 hours, and I didn't know whether she was in the apartment or not, but he could not enter that apartment. There was frustration. Why? Why can't you just do this, and why can't you just do that? And my husband even offered to come over and to kick the door open and to pay for damages. So you do not know how you're going to react unless it's you, and you are going through this yourself. So frustration, do I understand it? I absolutely do. Fear, do I understand it? I absolutely do. Just not knowing the not knowing is unreal. Trust me, I understand that frustration. You want someone, anyone, to find your missing loved one. You're willing to do whatever it takes to bring them home safely. You do not understand why law enforcement hasn't just done this or done that. Why didn't they? Why can't you? That was my questions. Why can't you? What if my daughter's inside of that apartment? Why can't you just kick the door open and look? And I had to listen as he calmly told me that they have to follow the proper way of doing things. Even though I didn't agree with it, he was following protocol. And that's what we have to remember with any missing person. Just because you're not hearing anything does not mean that law enforcement is not working on the case every day, that they're not taking tips, that they're not checking each and every tip out thoroughly, that they're not going back and forth, going back to look at all of their, from day one, all of their notes, everything, the searches. Then they come back in, like with Sebastian's case, they come back in with a second search. I really feel that law enforcement is doing everything that they can do. I honestly feel that they are using every resource they have available to them to help bring Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home. Again, I'm going to ask you to go check out the protest, watch it yourself, form your own opinion. But my question is this really helping this case? This is a active, open investigation of a missing child. And again, to the parents and loved ones of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, my heart goes out to you. I know that you want answers, and I cannot even imagine what you have been through for the past 2 years. But I want you to know that there are people every day, like myself, that are following the case, and that we are praying that you find the answers that you need to help you bring Sebastian home. Now I'm going to share something else here.
At 800,000 children go missing in America every year. You're not alone. That number gets repeated constantly in the media, and it sounds absolutely terrifying. But context matters, and understanding what's really happening is the first step to protecting our communities.
I'm going to walk you through the actual statistics, explain why these numbers are so high, where the real dangers exist, and most importantly, what's being done to keep children safe.
I'm sharing this because, as I stated before, one missing child is one too many. And this is just an example that I pulled up, and I want to share it with you. And these numbers are so high. 800,000 missing children. Again, one missing child is one too many. So I'm doing this as respectful as I can. I'm not trying in any way, shape, or form to be harmful. I don't want to misspeak or overspeak. I just want you to know that we hear you. Each and every person that has a missing child, we hear you. Our heart is breaking for you, your family, and your loved ones. And I pray every day that your loved one comes home safely.
Safe. Stick with me until the end, because I'll share practical steps that anyone can take to make a difference. Let's start with those shocking statistics. Yes, over 800,000 children are reported missing in the United States annually. But here's the crucial detail that changes everything. 91% of these children are found safe within the first 24 hours. Most cases.
That is amazing. That percentage that they just gave is absolutely amazing.
Cases resolve within just a few hours. So what's actually in these numbers?
The largest category is runaways, about 60% of all cases. These are typically teenagers who leave home voluntarily, often because of family conflicts or difficult home situations.
And as I stated earlier, I had a teenage granddaughter who did run away. She was, thank goodness, she was located and brought home safely. Law enforcement did an amazing job. So that's another reason I'm sharing this, because of my experience, what I went through.
Next, we have family abductions, which make up roughly 25%. These usually happen during custody disputes when one parent takes the child without the other parent's permission. Then there are lost or injured children who got separated from parents at a mall, wandered away at a park, or simply can't find their way home. And finally, the category that terrifies every parent, stranger abductions.
According to FBI data, approximately 350 of these cases occur each year.
When I was watching this, I was so shocked at the numbers and the way they're breaking this down, the percentages of runaways, abductions, maybe a family dispute. That's why I'm sharing this. I'll put all of these links in my description below.
That's still 350 too many, but it's a drastically different picture than 800,000. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children has actually stated that using the 800,000 figure without this context can be misleading. Every case absolutely deserves attention, but lumping all these different situations together doesn't help us understand or address the actual risks.
And I have to agree 100%. You cannot lump them all into one category. I like the way that they have presented this. I think they did a really good job, and that's why I'm sharing it. Again, please watch, form your own opinion. This is just my opinion only.
You might be wondering, if most kids are found quickly, why are the reporting numbers so massive? There are several important reasons. First, better reporting systems. Every time a parent calls police because their child didn't come home from school, it gets logged in the database. Modern technology and awareness campaigns have made reporting easier and more common, which is actually a good thing.
And I am so glad that they are changing this system to help a quicker response time for any missing.
Second, the success of programs like Amber Alert means more people are watching and reporting. When an alert goes out, thousands of people become extra vigilant, leading to more calls and reports. Third, duplicate reporting. The same child might be reported by parents, school officials, and neighbors, creating multiple entries for one incident.
Fourth, zero tolerance policies at schools. Educational institutions now report immediately if a child is absent without parent notification. This protects.
They are really, in my opinion, doing as much as they can to improve this system because of the number of the missing children. And that is amazing.
Kids, but also adds to the statistics. And fifth, better data collection overall. Law enforcement agencies across the country now share information more effectively, meaning cases that might have gone unreported decades ago are now properly documented. Now let's talk about where genuine dangers lie, because understanding real risks is a essential for effective protection. Runaways face serious threats once they're on the streets.
According to the National Runaway SAFA line, young people without stable housing become vulnerable to exploitation. Many end up in dangerous situations simply because they need food, shelter, or someone who seems to care. Online safety has become a major.
And unfortunately, that does happen in a lot of these cases. They are just looking for somebody to listen, or they need help, or their social group could have influence.
Concern. Predators use gaming platforms, social media apps, and chat features to build relationships.
And that is very important. These gaming platforms have so much danger associated with them. There are predators that are on these games. So please supervise your children when they're watching or playing on these games, because you do not know who else is on the other side of the screen. So please always be careful.
With children over time. The FBI reports that online exploitation cases have increased significantly as technology evolves. Human trafficking is a reality, but it doesn't usually look like the news.
Most victims aren't grabbed off the street by strangers. Instead, they're manipulated by someone they met online or even someone they know. The National Human Trafficking Hotline receives thousands of reports involving minors every year.
That is a lot of reports, thousands. Please, if you have not watched this, I encourage you to please go watch this.
Family abductions, while often considered less serious by the public, can be genuinely dangerous. Children may be taken across state lines or even internationally, have their identities changed, and experience significant trauma. Certain groups face higher risks. Teenagers in foster care have disproportionately high rates of running away. LGBTQ youth are more likely to experience homelessness. Children who've disappeared before are statistically more likely to go missing again. Understanding patterns helps with prevention.
And I agree 100%. Patterns have a lot to do with the high number of missing children. But every case is different. Every case should be treated as an individual case, not a statistic, in my opinion.
Research shows that most stranger abductions aren't completely random. In many cases, the person responsible lives in the same community and has observed the child's routine. High-risk locations include areas of heavy transient traffic, truck stops, rest areas along highways, and tourist destinations.
The truth about missing children in America is more complex than a single statistic. While hundreds of thousands are reported missing annually, the vast majority return home safely.
If you have just a few minutes, please look at the missing poster on screen. This is somebody's loved one, and they want their loved one home.
Within hours. But every child who doesn't come home, every teenager on the streets, every victim of exploitation, they all matter. The real story is about communities coming together, systems improving, education empowering families, and vigilance making a difference. Knowledge removes fear and replaces it with effective action. Talk to the children in your life. Build trust. Stay aware. And remember, we all have a role to play in keeping kids safe. Thank you for watching.
I think that's a very good presentation. They covered a lot in that little presentation. So I guess that's why I'm asking today, and why it hit me so when I saw the protest in front of the sheriff's office. And all I could say is, wow, Bullhorn Betty, is this really helping? Well, maybe, in my opinion, it's not helping. But maybe in somebody else's opinion it is. So I do not want to overstep those boundaries. I do pray that you find the answers that you're looking for, that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers is found safely. I'm going to go ahead and share this one more time. Share. Please look at the flyer. This is Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He went missing February 26th. Today is 2 years. February 26, 2024. From Hendersonville, Sumner County, Tennessee. He was 15 years old when he went missing. He's currently 17 years old. Please pause this video and please look closely at this flyer. You can get these flyers through the FBI website for missing persons, and just enter in Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. He is still missing, and today makes 2 years. Two very long years with no answers. So please, look at this flyer. Familiarize yourself with Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And if you think you see him when you are out, maybe shopping or just going out for a walk or whatever it may be, if you think you have seen him, please call the FBI, the proper authorities, and report this tip. I am hoping and praying with all my heart that you find the answers, and that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers does come home safely. My heart goes out to the parents, the family, and the loved ones of Sebastian. So, I just wanted to bring his awareness of his missing to my channel today, to keep his face out there, to keep his flyer out there. This is an active, ongoing investigation of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, currently 17 years old. So, that's all I have. I don't want to come on and judge someone's reaction. I don't even really want to judge the protest. The only thing that I thought was, is this really helping? To be protesting in front of the sheriff's office in Sumner County, Tennessee. To be verbally speaking your opinion at this protest. And again, I understand that every person reacts differently. The way I react may not be the way that you would react. And I understand that. And I accept that. But to the parents, the family, and the loved ones of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, I want you to know that we hear you. We hear your voice. We feel your pain. And we want you to find answers. We want law enforcement to find answers and to help bring Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers home. And that's all I have today. So I'm going to go ahead and hop offline. I've been on here for about an hour. I just wanted to bring awareness to this case. It's an active, ongoing case of missing Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. And I wanted to do this as respectfully as I possibly can. I want to thank you if you were watching this. And again, these are just my opinions. And my opinions only. So thank you for watching. And please keep Sebastian's flyers out. Please keep awareness out. If you do see or think that you see Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, please contact the proper authorities, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations, FBI, or law enforcement in Sumner County, Hendersonville, Tennessee. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you the next time. And everyone who has a missing child or missing person, my heart goes out to you. My prayers are with you, for you, your loved ones, your family, and for the missing person. God bless you. May you find answers and bring your loved one home. Have an absolutely wonderful day, everybody.